Welcome to another episode. My name is Bertrand. Confidence and clarity is the goal for my channel, especially when you get out of a relationship. Now, today is a reaction video, and this one comes from a woman who's telling us what happened as a result of giving a man an ultimatum. Now, before we get into this, wife, companion, fun girl, or gold digger, then just something to think about. Was she looking to do business, or was she actually looking for romance? The most important question is, was this a great decision? Let's check her out.
After I gave him the ultimatum, he just looked at me in my face and was like, if you feel like you need to move, move. And so we went through 3 months of like chicken, where I had no friends in Vegas, no family in Vegas. I just really blurted that out. I did not mean it. I had no intention. I had no job. I had nothing. I had no plans on moving to Vegas. I thought I was going to force this man to propose to me. For 3 months, he was like, do what you got to do. You want to move, move. So the last day I was putting my stuff in the car, he came over and helped me put my stuff in the car. And we putting stuff in the trunk, and I just started crying. I'm like, you really going to let me leave? He looked at me and he said, have a safe trip. So we are at the car. He just told me to have a safe trip. I am crying. I am crying. But I bossed up in that moment, and I got in the car and I left, and I drove for 4 days and 3 nights to Las Vegas. Every single night he called me to see how I was doing. He told me he was really worried about me. He never asked me to come back. I get to Las Vegas. I have no money. I have no job. I have no friends, but I said I'm gonna make it work. So I moved into the Motel 6 right across the street from the MGM Grand on the Las Vegas Strip. I was there for a couple days. I met a roommate, moved in with her. The rest is history. That was 18 years ago. 18 years ago. I cannot wait to tell you how he and I interact now and what that was like. Okay, y'all, here is the grand finale. So in 18 years, right now today, he is not married. He does not have any children. I never want to get married again, and I do not have any children. He and I are best friends. We have apologized to each other. We apologized to each other years ago.
They are the best of friends. That is such amazing news. Like, who gets into a relationship with somebody, gives them an ultimatum, and then they break up?
And I just start crying. I'm like, you really gonna let me leave?
Because he didn't fold. Now, when he didn't fold, right, she decided to go to Vegas. Now, we all know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Now, we all know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in Vegas, it stays in Vegas. Or does it? Well, I don't know. But what I do know is there's a lot of friends with benefits, situationships, and flings. Probably real heavy on the flings, especially in Vegas. Now, fellas, before you say this is romance, I'm going to say I want to agree with you, but marriage is business. How do I know? Because I have been divorced. Okay. Now, when you're dealing with a divorce, this is not like a breakup. There's paperwork, there's attorneys, there's court days. And man, there's a lot of energy that is expended. Oh my gosh, it is a horrible situation. Now, getting married is easy. Getting divorced?
Oh my God.
Is devastating. But the good news is she actually became friends 20 years later.
And I just start crying. I'm like, you really gonna let me leave?
Wow, what an amazing story. Listen, when women hear these types of stories, they start to feel like, oh my gosh, I can do it too. I can do it too. And I'm looking and I'm saying, what you don't know is that woman definitely wanted to have children. Now, the reason why this woman is happy, the reason that she can smile is because
he is not married. He does not have any children. I never want to get married again.
That man didn't get married and he didn't have children. But let me tell you guys this. I don't think this man saw her as a wife, because if he saw her as a wife,
he never asked me to come back.
He wouldn't have helped her pack her shit up. Now, let me be honest with you guys. I'm the same way.
He never asked me to come back.
Okay, like I've done similar things like this. Like, don't give me an ultimatum. Don't force me to do something I don't want to do. Let me do it when I'm ready to do it. Let me do it when I feel like, or when I think that it's time for me to actually do this particular thing. You're not going to peer pressure me. And you definitely do not want to be peer pressured into marriage, because marriage is duty. Okay. Marriage is work. It's not all fun and sunshine and just intimacy, right? Intimacy every day, no. In a lot of cases, the intimacy, like when you first got in a relationship, like it's going up. But then the more you're with a person, it starts to come down and down until there is no more intimacy. As far as categories go, she let you know she went to Vegas. She got a hotel room, right? I'm sorry. I think she said a motel, right? Now, getting a motel room in Vegas and then your life is lit in Vegas. Fun girl vibes, okay? And listen, there's nothing wrong with fun girls, because we all want to have fun, right? We all are looking for some type of intimacy, especially with no strings attached. Now, I have a feeling that this man probably had another woman pulling up as she was pulling off. Now, the reason I say that is because at some point in time as a man, when you start to feel that pressure, wait, before we continue with this video, I need you to do me a huge favor. Like this video, then subscribe to the channel. After you do that, hit that notification bell for more videos like this. All right, let's get back to pressure from a woman, because a lot of women do this. This is actually more normal than you think. Marriage is business, and it's business that you're not ready for, because once you start doing things wrong, it gets documented. When these things are documented, you know who's going to show up to court with no documents? You. That's who's going to show up with no documents. Nothing documented. Now, when you're in that divorce court and you're trying to prove your case and all you got is what you say,
access denied,
it's not going to stand up in court. But you know what, fellas? I am really happy to see that this man stood his ground. She was ready to leave.
He never asked me to come back.
Hey, do what you got to do. Right? Again, I really don't think this man saw her as a wife, and she kind of proved it. She even ended the video, or I don't know if she ended it, but she basically said in the video that she's no longer looking for marriage. Now, my thought is she's too old, right? Because when children take energy, right? Like, you need a lot of energy for children. I have two, so I'm just informing you guys. Like, you're gonna need energy because they rip and run, they jump, they scream. They got to get the energy out. So if you're not a parent who can get them into sports, something that's going to keep them active, it's going to be rough. And even outside of the sport, they're still going to have a ton of energy, something you may not be ready for. Once you're at a certain age and you get pregnant, oh my gosh, it's dangerous. It's dangerous for the woman who's pregnant, and it's also dangerous for the child, right? Because, well, I'm not going to get into that because I'm not an expert in that, but I could tell you high risk pregnancy, geriatric pregnancy, that's a real thing. And it's something you don't realize until you go through it. Now, I'm glad this man stood his ground, because marriage is serious, especially if things are switching up. See, she probably didn't even realize that she was switching things up on him while she was giving him the ultimatum. And within this ultimatum that she was giving him, he was realizing like, I don't want to live like that. Oh, no. You are not going to give me headaches. This woman, believe it or not, she looks and sounds like a headache.
I thought I was going to force this man to propose to me.
Because as I'm listening to her, I'm like, is this the advice that she's giving to young women? Boss up. Be an independent woman. I'm strong. I made it through. Yeah, he dumped me, but look at me now. My life was lit, right? I mean, there's some truth to that. And again, I am amazed. I am happy at all the truth that women are actually putting out, because it allows you to be able to navigate better. Fellas, this is why it's important for you to build up your confidence. This is important for you to level up, right? Elevate, change, grow. Now, in order to be able to do this, you're going to need a better body, a better finances, and a better mind, right? So for all of those things, meditation, affirmations, that's going to help with your mind. Exercising is going to help with your body. And then investing in yourself, in your skills, in property, in credit, in business, in stocks, and life insurance. The list goes on. You invest in yourself. Now you have a better financial life, which means you have access to a different life. Now, this is actually what she's talking about. But what she isn't realizing is 20 years later,
I thought I was going to force this man to propose to me.
her and the guy that she loved is now her best friend. Not her husband, not her baby's father. They don't have any children together. They don't have a life together. The only thing that they have is the memories before. And now the memories now that they create. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's a beautiful thing. But I can tell you this. Some people regret not having children. Now, this woman isn't going to tell you that because she can't. The reason she can't tell you that is because it would make her feel horrible. Again, the only reason that she's able to smile and that she's happy is because
He is not married. He does not have any children. I never want to get married again.
this man did not get married and he doesn't have any children. Here's the funny part. He may not even be as attractive as he once was. He may have fell off. Who knows? But she's not as happy as she's trying to make you believe. Now, what she did do was adapt to dating. That's why I tell you to adapt to dating, because you just don't know what's going to happen. And if you're moping or you're complaining about what's going on, you can't see. Being able to see is really, really important, because
I thought I was going to force this man to propose to me.
if you bite into a rotten apple, it can make you sick. So spit it out. Now, with this being said, again, this woman was enjoying flings, friends with benefits, situationships. She might even been somebody's vacay bae. Because I want you guys to really understand something. When it comes to being in Vegas,
I'm not doing anything that's like foul or wrong.
Vegas, the saying is, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Now, here's another saying. Women have bodies that they do not count. I'm here to tell you, that doesn't mean they don't count. It just means she doesn't want to count them. But the damage has definitely been done. Or let's say the friends with benefits have been done. Now, with that being said, I got to ask you guys, was this good advice? Was it good for her to give this man an ultimatum? How did it work out for her? Do you think I'm wrong and that she's actually really happy with her life? Comment under this video. Remember, when you're watching these videos, you are becoming a better version of yourself. That means you 2.0. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.